My content strategy for 2025 looks completely different from when I first started YouTube. And this is based off my experience, things that I've noticed, trends and tips that I picked up from other YouTubers that are working for me. So I'm definitely going to talk about that. But let's go ahead and get into it. What's good, everybody? I'm Everton, and basically I've been on YouTube for 7 years. And in 2025, definitely switching things up and also using things that have worked for me in the past. So I definitely want to talk about that. It's funny because when I first came on YouTube, I actually wanted to do a YouTube channel around tech. And I actually thought at the time that I put a lot of research and made some choices to be able to do YouTube and to make an impact. Problem was that I was basically guessing. I was basically guessing on what I could do and how this would work, and I took a shot in the dark. And for the most part, did gain some popularity. I've built most of this channel talking about tech, and that was good for the first stage of my life, but I didn't make a lot of income. It wasn't very sustainable, and I was basically just trying to, ride the wave. But you can actually burn out from doing that by chasing trends and things like that and riding the wave of everything else. So I've actually implemented strategies and things like that that have helped me build a more sustainable channel, better in tuned viewership base. Viewers actually are engaged and they watch more. I can count on them to stick around and watch an entire video. And yeah, just certain things that I'm actually doing to change, how I approach videos. So let's go and talk about some of the things. So back when I first started out YouTube, I was focused on views, trends, popularity, and if I could stand out. So when I did a YouTube video back in the day, I was like, hey, I'm going to do YouTube videos about headphones. I don't see a lot of people doing videos about headphones, and the people that I do see, they're making a pretty good viewership dent. Like they have good subscribers and things like that, but it wasn't flooded like some other markets. So I felt like I could go in and actually make a difference. Secondly, I actually wanted to do things that were trendy. I sought out views. So because I was chasing views, I really had to keep up with the times, which I actually liked at the time because it kept me busy, kept me engaged, and it helped me, kind of like dive into something that was, really cool. Now, the downside of, running a YouTube channel like that is that you're constantly chasing something and you don't have a real structure set up in place. So if I wanted to do a video once per week, I'd have to research, well, hey, what's hot right now? And I really wouldn't have prepared topics. I'd have to prepare the topics based off of what's going on around me. I did a video, it was viral for me and my video size. I think today it has over 700,000 views. And the revenue that it made for that video was a little bit over $2,000 total, right? I think like $2,040 something. And the truth is that a lot of people might say, well, man, you made $2,000 from a YouTube video. That's pretty good. Except there are two products in the video that each cost $1,000 each before tax. In order to make that video possible, I had to literally spend $2,000 to make, after years, $2,000. It was one of those things where it was definitely not always financially sustainable to run around like that. So I've now chosen to switch my prioritization. So the things that I'm focused now on are niche, basically the category that I'm making content for. And I'll talk about that for a little bit first. So the reason why your niche is very important is that, believe it or not, YouTube ads actually pay different for different niches, right? So I can do a video about headphones and I can get 100,000 views on it. It may pay about $100, which is not bad, but that headphone may cost $100, right? That headphone may cost more than that. And secondly, the ecosystem around the niche that exists out there. So if I bought some Beats headphones and I got a video for 100,000 views, it's unlikely that Beats is going to contact me and say, hey, man, you want to promote my video or you want to promote my product? I found that there's different niches that have different companies that are willing to partner a little bit more. It's a little bit more financially sustainable, and those business opportunities come a little bit easier. I'm definitely looking at different niches that have an ecosystem with higher ad revenue. I've worked with Mint Mobile, Visible Wireless, US Mobile, Telemobile, and those videos, to be honest with you, they might get 50,000, 60,000 views, 10,000 views here and there. But just by doing something in this service in the financial industry that's a little bit adjacent to tech and switching my niche up, I was able to get a lot more business opportunities. I've even worked with some insurance companies. Second thing I'm focused on is Evergreen Content. Evergreen Content is searchable videos and content that people will consistently view and find value from over the course of the years. Back in the day when I was doing tech videos, when you had a product release, maybe for a month or two, that was at the height of the product hype. You may get a little bit more interest in it when there's maybe a huge sale going on, but for the most part, you make most of your money in like the first few days, and after that, it was pennies. Now, when I do videos, I actually focus on evergreen content where there's a consistent interest in the product or service or just topic that I'm talking about that advertisers are willing to consistently put behind your video and pay money for the ads behind your video. You have way more predictable income at that point in time where you can say, hey, this video is going to make, instead of it making $200 in the first month and then making pennies afterwards, it can actually make maybe 50, $100 every month, and you can count on that money staying consistent. There may be eventually a slight drop off over the course of the time, but you can consistently rely upon that ad revenue. The next thing I'm focused on is actually solving a problem. This isn't as simple as it sounds. Sometimes there are products where you don't solve a problem. What that basically means is that I am providing value somehow, some way by either talking about my experience, telling you what I went through, and maybe providing a solution to an issue that I ran into that is a common issue, how to fix something, or my experience. But I'm essentially trying to provide value. And that is so that people will understand that, hey, the kind of content that I create adds value to their life some kind of way. Now, I don't want to do videos that people just click on for a solution and they go on about their day. I actually want to provide full context, full overview. And the last thing that I am focused on is views. Believe it or not, that's the last thing that I am focused on. It's very important, but it's just not the most important thing when it comes to my list of priorities. Yes, I do want views. This is YouTube. You definitely have to have views in order for your channel to be marketable, in order for your channel to be sustained. If I make a great video and nobody watches it, nothing has occurred. So I definitely do want to have the views, and how I'm going to do that is basically have an attractive title, an engaging thumbnail, and also make quality videos. But that title and thumbnail are really important. I've noticed I've done videos where done similar videos, 2 videos about Mint Mobile, made 1 video about referrals, and nobody clicked on it. I made the exact same video again, and I made more like an intriguing video talking about, well, hey, why I'm never going to pay that company any money and blah, blah, blah. And it got so much more viewership because, well, the title and thumbnail were way more engaging. It drew a lot of curiosity and things like that. So I am focused on, basically having more engagement through my title and thumbnail. I'm not going to lie to you. It may stare into those little like cringy thumbnails where I'm like, but at the end of the day, it's something that I need to do in order to have, that interest from, the community out there. So, at the end of the day, that is something that I definitely have to consider because my videos need viewership. And yeah, but it's actually at one of the least important priorities that I have. Still important, but it's just at the end of it. But yeah, so at the end of the day, those are my priorities. Trying to create a sustainable channel that can, conservatively grow. I love the community that is out there now, and it's great opportunity. So also, if you guys want to check out a video about how I made a lot of money with not a lot of views, check out this video right here, or you can actually check out this video right here.